And good morning, everybody. It is Fabulous Friday featuring Ken Falconer. Now, Ken, I met you at the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference just this year in March. Was it April? April, I think.
April.
And do you know what? It was such a pleasure to meet you. You're so much fun, and you had you were very funny with me because you were like having a real go about my bunny talk, and then you came to see it. So
Yes.
and it's so funny because now you're a practitioner, and
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's great, isn't it? However, Ken, take it away. Tell us your story and how you got into hypnotherapy.
Always been fascinated with the power of suggestion. I used to coach junior rugby, and with suggestion, I took those guys up through, and way before they had these protein bars that you can buy in the shops, I had these magical bars that I had twin boys, and I was taking them through their coaching. And we used to break a bar in half and give the two guys these bars. And the very suggestion, this is going to help you improve, worked.
Yeah.
And they performed, but I didn't ever give the rest of the team until we went for a cup match. And I says, listen, guys, I bought lots of these. We can have one each before we play. And honestly, to see those under 14-year-olds play, it was amazing. Now, a lot of those eventually got trials for Ulster.
Wow.
So they actually got their county trials. So, yeah, it was probably, I suppose, way back then, it started. Way back when I was coaching 20 odd years ago. After that, I came into my own difficulties at work. I've got construction as my background. Been in construction all my life until I retired there 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was coaching the rugby, I was always interested in emotional intelligence. I was always interested in how the mind worked and how we perceive other people differently than other people.
Yeah.
And why. So that interested me. I went through a difficult patch in my own life, and hypnotherapy was my go-to resource for help, and completely blew my mind. Completely blew my mind. So within 6 months, I trained down in Ireland to become a hypnotherapist. Started practicing part-time. And then after that, I needed more. So I went back over to England and became a trainer's trainer of hypnosis with the American Board of Hypnotherapy.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. So Candice, I know, is a friend of yours. So yeah. So I went through that training, and then I came back to Ireland, and then I trained for the Irish hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So that's my background. Construction, hypnotherapy came in, and at one point I got as far as I could with my profession. I was director of construction for Northern Ireland's largest private building company. And something had to go. And my passion had changed simply because of what I went through. Okay. And there was many, many more people like me, similar to me.
Yeah.
It was to do with the collapse in 2007, 2008. Okay. And it caught up with me in 2010. So that's when I started training. Yeah. So that's my background. We met, first of all, down in Dublin. It was just April.
Yeah.
And yes, I sort of cringed a bit because you were in bunny talk mode. And you know the way you go into a store and someone's, hello, how can I help you? And I'm thinking, that's not your voice. Why are you talking like that? and you were talking to everybody like this. And I didn't realize you were just priming people for your presentation. So I thought, no, I couldn't sit through this. And then, no, I'm going to find out what this lady's all about. So I came into the bunny talk. And I don't know if you remember, I came straight up after to apologise.
Oh, yes, you did. I know.
Didn't I? I apologise for judging you in some way. I thought, I am so sorry, Claudia. When you started speaking to everybody in the room like that, I thought, no, that's not how a grown-up talks. So, yes, I got the presentation, and then I trained as a practitioner for Body Talk. And my certificate just arrived.
I know. How cool is that?
Yeah, yesterday morning. Now it's there.
Like in the post for like 6 weeks. Crazy.
That's why sometimes email is much faster.
I know, and I sent it, but because I wanted to get everybody to have the little gold sticker.
Yep. Oh, I love the wee. Yeah, I love the wee seal. It's important to have the seal.
Yeah, and did you get? There should be some little stickers in there as well.
I never saw those. No.
Yeah, they'll fall out now. So it's like so that you can share those with your.
Oh yes, there is. Oh yes.
I wonder how many other people might have just thrown the envelope away and there's little stickers.
Oh, I've got them. Here we go.
There you go. Some little stickers. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's all right. No, it's and the thing is, you're right. I mean, sometimes I am just silly and playful with it. So that's probably what you heard me talking to. It's probably Carl Smith winding him up. However, it's not. It's so much more serious than that.
Oh, brilliant.
It's and as you say, it is my version of emotional intelligence in there. Which I actually use with every single one of my clients. I mean, I don't do bunny talk all the time because I see a whole host of different clients. Funny enough, I've got some children coming again soon, all back to school. So there's fears. I'm getting them all off to school now. I've got one again today. It's quite prevalent, sort of like, just that fear of bullies and in America, I don't mind saying we get a lot of kids being really scared of gun shootings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because it's a real thing, and then it only just happened again yesterday. So there's a lot of kids that don't want to go to school because they are.
Yes. I had a massive issue after COVID with children not wanting to come back out of the houses. And yeah, it was tough to get the children back in because they've been told that it's unsafe to leave their houses. They've been told it's unsafe for this, that, the other.
Yeah,
and basically,
they take it all literally. Children will
they do.
And we know that. So it's the power of suggestion, So again, which is why it's the bunny talk process is so good. Ken, is because it will teachers can learn it because it's not formal hypnosis, and as much as we're going to be helping them to get rid of any poo, do you know what? Sometimes that doesn't have to be the case. It could literally be the nice bits that we encourage the children to have the suggestion. So I say this. Like the ice cream, and in fact, that was one of our colleagues who came up with that idea that, because we know that there might be horrible things that happen to us, which will, that get fixed when our adrenaline is flowing, but equally good stuff does. And she said, so is that the ice cream? And I was like, yes. So I learn from my practitioners as well, and I will always shout it out because it's important to do that. So that was Barbara Kessler actually. So there is ice cream.
Yes, absolutely.
As well as that, so that's what teachers can encourage and anchor the good feeling in, as well as help release them from those horrible ones. With sorry, I pressed it. Oh dear, I know, like gotta love it. When there is some horrible feelings going on for children, and they don't have to say it, they can just say they feel a bit nah.
Yeah, and that's the good bit about it, because the bunny talk is a specialization of what we do as hypnotists.
Mm.
And we have changed it to emotional intelligence. Now, the emotional intelligence, a young child doesn't understand the language of an adult. So they might just say, oh, I feel a bit meh. Whatever meh means to that child is important.
Yeah.
And they may not be able to express the name for what they feel, but they could possibly give it a colour. It feels a bit grey.
Yeah.
And what does it feel like? It feels meh. And whereabouts do you feel this meh? And it could be in the chest, it could be the tummy. You know, we never suggest that's where it is. We just go to the place. Is that where you feel it?
Yeah. Well, that's right.
And this is
and
this is why it works for children, because they don't have to be intelligent or mature enough to understand adult language to get the benefits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we, as I say, there's so much play involved, because it is the drawing and things like that. Yeah. And you're quite right. And what you just said then, Ken, it's like, so when we go back, and if we are seeing an adult for inner child work, they also don't really remember the words, the emotion. They just know it felt unsafe. They just know it felt scary. They know it felt that. And literally, saw a man yesterday, and he goes, "Oh yeah, my heart has just dropped."
Right.
And it's like, so it was like, so then expand on that and that feeling, because they just know that's all it is. It's the feeling of your heart sinking. And I know I went to boarding school, and I always call it my Sunday boarding school feeling. And actually, I thought that was over and done with until I got married to a serviceman who went away a lot.
Right.
When he went away, no matter what day of the week it was my Sunday boarding school feeling. Yeah. And
yeah. Okay.
That's all I can explain it as. And it's and anybody who has been there knows what that feeling is. But again, it's what it is to me. But it's like, I have spoken to some of my friends, and they all go, "Oh yeah, that it's just an kind of empty,
disconnect,
lonely, lost. The colour's gone out of your life. It's just lifeless. It's just horrible. It's just empty, know." And it's so it's that sort of thing. So people do know that as adults. They can put a feeling to it, and when they go back, and then they start to go back, and as the through the just, and it's not, I mean, it is play, but it's not like, oh, we're having a good time playing. It's actually regressing by just bringing these out, taking our shoes off, being on the floor, that sort of thing will naturally age.
Yeah, it does. It naturally will regress that child, because they're
adult. Yeah.
And an adult who's gone through the process, the fact of the adults going through the childish behaviours brings out and brings forward the inner child.
Thank you. It just does, and it works so well. And literally, then we get the ab reactions. So many people are scared of people feeling their emotions. Even therapists and some hypnotists, it's like, oh, quick, let's just do something to make that feel better, cover it up. So I invite all people who are in, who are therapists, new hypnotists, that is the gold. Let it flow.
The thing is, and this is important, because I was working with a client this morning. I'm 5 hours ahead of you, so I know it's early morning with you, but it's 2 o'clock with me. the lady this morning, and we talk about the poo, the build-up of the poo. I use different props and different language sometimes around my courses. And the thing is, from a child from 0 to 7, that's what we call the imprint period.
Mm-hmm.
And that imprint period is only collecting data.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it's good, bad, or ugly. It's data.
Yeah.
And if that information is causing that child to feel discomfort or unsafe or whatever, that's where we go back to fix it. And this is what makes the bunny talk so brilliant, because we go back, even with an adult, we're going back to the purest form of that emotion.
Yeah.
Now, you know that an emotion is like a funnel, and it'll start off down here. And then what happens is it'll trigger, and it goes up the funnel, and it's bringing in different things. As you get older and older, it's bringing in different stuff. So that same fear is now attached to flying. That same fear is now attached to being a passenger in a car. That same fear now attached to being in a closed-in space like a lift.
Yeah.
But it might have been someone who was stuck in their pram.
Yeah.
Years ago, when
Yeah.
you're doing the regression for an adult. But the bunny talk doesn't even need to go there, because it's going with a feeling and a colour and a place. And the bit I like about when you go back and deal with things at root cause, not only does it release the emotional pain, it releases the physical pain, the upset tummies, the butterflies in the tummies, the creepy skin, the hairs in the back of your neck. That all disappears because they are only consequences of an emotional issue.
They are.
And if we can clear the emotional issue, well, then we're clearing what a lot of people call anxiety.
Yeah.
Because when people come to you and me with anxiety, and you ask them, what is anxiety? They'll tell you all the symptoms.
Yeah.
They don't tell you anything cognitive. They say it's this feeling and that feeling and can't sleep at night. And I said, yeah, but for you to get there, it starts cognitively. It has to start with a thought process that works round into behaviours. The biggest behaviour, of course, is avoidance. Your mind's saying, don't go to work. Lie in bed.
Yeah.
Listen, if you go to work, you're going to be the centre of attention. You're going to be ridiculed. Stay in bed. You're safe here. And that's exactly what's happening to children now,
Yeah.
going back to school, and their fears and anxieties, because their mind strangely is trying to protect them. But protecting them,
Understand that.
yeah.
And that's why, as well, Ken, you're quite right, because people do catastrophize, as we know, over as the years go on. You know, something small will get bigger and bigger and go into other areas of their life. That's why it's so important with the bunny talk process, because it actually you bring in the parents as well.
Yes.
To help
Yes.
them understand, because people often wonder, well, how do you talk to the parents? How do you get them to understand that it's the environment, or even, and it's not necessarily the parents, it could be the school environment, but just so that they have more awareness of what is going on for their child. And that is why those diagrams of the emotional intelligence are so useful, because the parents, most people are visual, and they can be a little bit scared themselves to come into a session. But if you kind of like build these diagrams with them, and then it's like, and then and you're asking certain questions around that, or just, you're just saying it and not even asking a question, just going, this is what some people do. Leave the silence. People will always fill the void.
Yes. Yes.
So they come in, oh, da 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 da, and they're just naturally doing it now, because now it's become a conversation, because now the focus isn't on them, you're drawing, and it's less invasive.
Yes,
With
yes.
your eyes, you're not doing that. I mean, you're still calibrating. You can still look and see what they're doing. You know, I had somebody here the other day who kept doing, it was like, yeah, I know what you know, they just kept covering themselves up. And that's fine. So we notice all the time, but you will notice as you're building these, people will start to relax, and we're inviting them to, that it's not just them, everybody does it. You know, it's a collective thing that parents do have expectations, and it's just
Yeah.
really helps bring them on, and they go, oh, and then you become like a togetherness. Well, what now? What can we do? What can we?
Yes. Yeah. And I think it's important for the parents to be at the sessions with their children, because not only is the child getting the therapeutic benefit, the parents are gaining their emotional intelligence. They're starting to understand how their actions and behaviors and the way they act around their children are affecting their children.
They do, and I get a lot of teenagers coming in with their parent for the first time, and then after that, I might see the teenager afterwards. Children, little ones, parent can always be there. I don't have a problem with it at all. I've got nothing to hide. Plus,
Yeah.
because it's a feeling, the child, and I don't need to hear the story, then the child is releasing the feeling. Now, if I do get a sense, because I'm then watching the dynamics as well, Ken, if I can see that the child is keep looking at the parent,
Yes, yes.
I know that might be the parent. So it's like, so I will invite the parent to not be there the next session and sit outside, so that I can be with the child. And that has happened a few times, and it's really helpful then for the child when they're literally releasing their stuff, with the bunny eye movements. They feel they can actually say the odd thing as well, and then it's a release, and then they and of course we give them techniques and strategies, and anchoring the good. So it's not just about releasing stuff, it's about the person then filling the void, because when we release something like that, then there's an empty space.
Void.
So that needs to be filled up with something. Might not be that straight away, but it could be that something wise that they can do. It's like, yes, just do it, or I'm okay, you're safe now. And then so that then eventually these ones will pop up more. They can remember these ones. So it's there's so many different facets to it. There's a lot of elements to the training, and I know I'm using the toys just because they're just there, and I think and I'm so visual and so kinesthetic, so I kind of like, and that's how it was created, because that's how I am.
Do you find when you're working with adults that when they deal with an emotion, because an adult can generally name the emotion.
Yes.
When you deal with it, the stories that they used to have seem to disappear. Because I believe that the only thing that you and I remember is an event that is emotionally charged, whether it's good or whether it's not so good.
That's right.
It's the emotion which actually gives you the connection to that event. Like your holidays. Oh, that was a brilliant holiday. Oh, I remember that beach. It was perfect. Or, oh, I remember going on that holiday and it rained every single day for a fortnight. It was a waste of money or whatever. So when you have a memory, it has an emotional charge. And that's what keeps it in here.
Yeah.
But when you release an emotion, you were talking about catastrophizing, everything building up bigger and bigger. When you release the emotion, well, the emotion. Now, I use an expanding ball to explain this as well, so I'm not going to go into the explanation that I use, because you use it for putting poo on. So I'm not going to say what I use that for other reasons as well. But when the emotion drops through that, now you have a memory which is not emotionally charged.
Mm-hmm.
And you find immediately that a lot of the stuff, a lot of the poo that was in on the head, because there's no emotion anymore, it's cleared.
That's right.
And automatically, people are having better sleep. They're not overwhelmed anymore. They're not overthinking anymore.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, because they've... Yeah,
snow globe.
The snow globe, that's it.
Yeah, all of that.
It all sells.
Settles.
Yeah. So yes, what we do is good. What we do is good. It's the ripple effect of what we do is important. When we have the opportunity to work with children and the parents are involved, I'm working with a 15-year-old. He's quite a mature 15.
Mm-hmm.
So I have promised that nothing personal is ever going to go towards mum, but mum will get a debrief of the process that I used.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the debrief, because you're right. Sometimes when a child is in a room, you do see them feeling a bit uncomfortable because there's certain things they don't want to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, the therapeutic side of what we do, we have to be that person where anyone could say anything without judgment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And they must have that safety and security within us that they can, if they want to say anything, they can.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do great, and I know you do great work, and it's I'm really excited that you're going to come and train to be a trainer of the Bunny Talk, because I know you want to take this into the schools and
yes,
other people where you are, because like we said, the teachers. I've got a pediatrician who's a Bunny Talk practitioner. I think you trained at the same time. They see it. Psychologists, that they like, oh yeah, because it's not formal hypnosis. You can then add on what you do. This is just like a tool that you can use, but it's actually a really big, massive tool.
It is, yeah. When I go into schools and to youth clubs, even at the churches talking to their youth, you never use the H word, never use the word hypnosis, because people have this perception of swinging watches and doing things, but basically it's so simple. It's awareness. When you give someone awareness,
yes,
that's basically what it is. Yeah. It's an awareness. Oh, right, that's what's happening. Yeah. Okay, how are we getting rid of it?
Yeah, well, it's focused attention then on themselves. That I do that, and so do they. Oh, and that's why they do that. And it's like, and then it's like an inward understanding, and then all possibilities can come from that, because your imagination can run wild with, oh my gosh, I am in control of my own story of life, and now let's play a good movie, let's make it a good one, and all the possibilities that can come with that for somebody, instead of being stuck in their old story, which again, because people hypnotize themselves into that old story.
Yes. There's a fella came to me there recently. He's a youth again, under 18, and I'm coaching him at sports psychology. And one of the first things that said in the session, because he's at quite a high level, he's feeling a lot of resentment to both his coaches and his parents, because he has to get up early in the morning, he has to go to training 4 nights in the week, he has to do this, he has to do that. And I'm, whoa, stop.
Yeah, that word.
Please don't do this for the other person. Do it for yourself. Now, when you do it for yourself, it's okay if they share your celebration. And you see the shift that young fella had? That he was now doing this for himself.
I'm sure.
It was like sticking him in a catapult and firing him. He's a shot away out.
Yeah. And now he gets to do these things.
Yeah, Mum, come on, quick. I have to get down to training. Give me a lift,
Yeah.
And just changing that, a wee small shift. And that's just simple sports psychology. Do it for yourself.
Yeah. And with actually most things, everything, do it for yourself. Do you. Yeah. And actually, if the fallout is great for everybody around you, then wonderful. But it's so important for people to look after themselves. And it is not selfish. It is actually, because if you love yourself, then it's easier for you to love other people anyway, instead of thinking that you have to please people.
Yeah, it's the same as children in school.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When you change, when you reframe why you want to study.
Yeah.
When you reframe that they want to buy a car when they're 20, when you reframe that it's all about what they're going to achieve and what their benefit is.
I know. I'm laughing, Ken, because how many kids want to do really badly in the exam just to punish the teacher?
Yeah.
They don't care. They're still going to teach the next year. You're not doing it.
That's right. So, it's taking responsibility for yourself. And this is what emotional intelligence is being intelligent enough to know that when we are in a good place, we can help others.
Yeah.
It's being emotionally intelligent enough to know that when they look at someone else, they're in pain. When there's a bully in the playground, I always say the class clown and the school bully are the same person. They're seeking attention in some way, one in a positive way, making people laugh, the other one in not so positive way.
Yeah, it's often a trigger response.
It is. It's a trigger response of something there which was missing in their life, and they're just seeking attention.
Yeah, affirmation, love, more love, or that hurt people. Copying behavior, putting other people down so that they can feel better about themselves. Yeah. And it's just like you say, the emotional intelligence. Once you start becoming aware of that these people have these issues, then any fear just falls away. It's like you feel sorry for them then, and pity, if you like. It's not a nice word, pity, but I do use that myself sometimes to help myself with some issues. I'm a work in progress, Ken. I'll get to full compassion at some point. But right now, sometimes pity is where I go, because it helps me, sort of like, because then I don't give them permission to hurt me or change the way
absolutely.
I have not got life figured out yet. I'm still figuring it out, and I'm learning as I go forward as well, still from all of my peers. Yes, I've got something that's helpful and great, and I've been nurturing it, and I've been doing it for a number of years because 5 children. It's so I kind of know how they might like to change, and through play, and I know they don't want to talk about stuff. So and it just so happened that it worked beautifully with inner child work as well. That just kind of fell into it. Had no idea, Ken, that was a thing until I was showcasing it in as a presentation, and people were actually having their own transformation there and then. And it was like literally so the therapy, we're all going, hypnotists, we're all going, oh, this isn't just for children, is it? I mean, I remember the whole thing. We went, oh, this is inner child work as well. Oh, this is so exciting. And we, the whole lot, we're all going, oh my gosh, this is better than we thought.
Yeah, and it just suits my type of practice because I like addressing things at root cause.
Yeah.
I like going back and dealing with the issue because adult traumas can be quite tough.
Yeah.
Why would I want to go back and reopen an adult trauma? Why would I want to go back to someone who's been a paramedic or a fireman and he's went to a scene where someone's decapitated? They've lost their head, or someone's been on fire. You can't allow people to go back into those traumas. It's unethical, it's unfair, and there's a lot of people sometimes encourage people to go back to traumas. And what we do when we go back to that purest form of that emotion, the purest form. I had a lady, I'll tell you one wee story. There was a lady, came to me because she had a fear of flying.
Okay.
And she had flown before, but all of a sudden she had stopped and she had this terrible fear of flying. And she came to me and said, Ken, can you help me? And I went, yeah, of course. And I suppose it was a lot of years ago, and back in those days, I was quite curious and loved to know the story, even though we don't need to know the story. But anyway, she was staying, this fear of flying, she was missing business opportunities, she was missing holidays. She went from Ireland to France and drove the whole way down. That might not make much sense to people in America, but it's a fair drive. And she came, and I took her back to the root cause of this fear, because it was only when the doors closed that the fear started.
Yes.
It wasn't the lift, it wasn't anything else. It was when the doors closed in and she was in this tube. And I took her back to the root cause, and she was staying with her cousins when she was a little girl. And she had two cousins, and they had twin beds in the bedroom. And she was staying with them. So mum and dad put the two beds together, and there's all three of them in this big bed. And the next morning, they were jumping about and they were bouncing. And she jumped and right in the middle of the bed, and they had opened up slightly. And mum or dad had put the double duvet on. And she slid down the middle. The duvet encapsulated her, and she couldn't move her arms. And she was left in there, and that was her fear. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
And she went back and she started to laugh. She says, this is the exact feeling I have. And I went, well, you're here now. Do you want to deal with it? And yeah, okay, well, what can you learn from that? Well, I didn't die. Of course you didn't die. What else can you learn? And she got what she needed to let go of the feeling. That was her.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had a similar one, claustrophobic, and then it became didn't like queues, didn't like this, didn't like, couldn't be in a theatre, couldn't be in a cinema, movie theatre, anywhere, because of it, and it just had completely catastrophized. And it was back to when she was 3, and I saw her in her 70s, so she'd had it all her life, this fear of being in small spaces. Her sister would trap her in a sheet and to roll her up and knot it.
Okay, right.
Out.
Yeah.
And she did that a lot. So it was we did the eye movements on that feeling, and then she was able to I think she went and flew, and she was able to go to Rome, lots of queues and people there, in small little churches and things. So what she wanted. So it was, but yeah, you have to get to that imprint, and then unravel it, change it, pluck it off. As I say, do whatever, there are so many ways that people can do it. This timeline, there's all sorts of different things that people can use. And I use bunny eye movements.
You do the eye movement, that's right, yeah.
Eye movements, take that off and change it. Yeah.
And the second part of that story was, and that's why I was saying, with regards to our emotions, I became a Facebook friend, saw that she was going on holidays, but I bumped into her. And this was my fault for not explaining this to her. I bumped into her. And I said earlier on that people, when they talk about anxiety, they tend to talk about the physical symptoms of anxiety.
Yes.
And what happened? I bumped into her and I says, well, how's things? Oh, the wee touch of anxiety. And I went, really? You're still flying? No. And she talked about the symptoms of anxiety. Okay. And I said, right. In my head, I didn't explain this to her. That's why she didn't come back to deal with something else. And I said, have you any fillings? And she went, yeah. And I could see the tongue going around the mouth. And I said, how many? 4 or 5. And I went, really? Even though the first one didn't work? And she went, yeah, but it's a different tooth. And I said, yeah, well, fear is the same, anxiety is the same. Just as you've got 32 teeth in there as an adult, there could be 32 reasons why you have anxiety. And she went, oh, okay. I says, the symptoms will be the same. It's like the nervous Christmas morning for a 5-year-old or the adult going for a job interview. It's the same feeling.
It is the same feeling. So I often invite people to say, is it anxiety or is it nervous excitement?
Yeah. Same feelings.
Now, I admit, for some people, there really is anxiety. I don't want to knock anybody's feelings. They do have anxious feelings.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to, really validate that. However, for some, are they all that? But it's very similar. Oh, well, no, actually, that bit, yeah, I see that is, but it's probably nervous excitement, just like you'd have butterflies, as you said before. Before a birthday party or something when you were little. When I was little, I didn't even know the word anxiety existed.
No, it seems to be a new thing that everybody is attaching to everything. And unfortunately, the people who have high anxiety levels are all sort of encapsulated into this broad term.
Yeah.
Because you're right, there are people with high anxiety which need to be dealt with properly and professionally.
Yeah.
And there's other people would feel anxious about stepping out their back door in case there's a mouse, which would be completely different from someone whose lifestyle has changed dramatically because of an anxiety. It's a social.
Yeah. Right, Ken. I actually, when somebody says that, I say, how do you do anxiety? How do you do your anxiety? I'm curious. I want to know how they do it. Oh, well, I do this, I do this, I do this. And we get curious about it because people will say they'll often own it, their anxiety. And so I think it's important to get curious about it always. And have they copied it from somebody else, as well? It's like, does anybody else in your family have it? Because it's the environment. Because if there's, mother as well, or who's also anxious and it's just the way it's been, then people, they just learn it as a behavior.
They do. Yeah.
And worry. And it's always the what ifs, because that's the conversation, and so they think it's a thing. And it doesn't need to be that. So yeah, we do. But I often work alongside other therapists or psychotherapists, and I will do my bit, and the therapist or psychologist, they will do their bit. Somebody who has high anxiety and is, for certain things, because there, it works both ways. So, and because I see therapists, they come to me, and psychologists. You know, I say to them, I'm not an American therapist. And they go, I don't want an American therapist. They actually do. They do want a therapist who can help them, and they, you know, they've seen what I can do and what I actually, you know, they've read my reviews, so they know I'll work in a completely different way. So it's great. They do send me their clients, but they also go back to them. So it's like a nice little symbiotic relationship, you know, and so I get good clients as well who are ready for change. You know?
Yes, yeah, you're getting good referrals from the people who's already working with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's the ripple effect of what we do, Claudia. It's a ripple effect of helping other people. You know, how many people we have helped have went back home and now they're helping their own families. Simply the ripple effect of I think it's brilliant. I really do think it's brilliant to see paying it forward. One of the things I would do when I'm working with addictions is whatever that person would have spent on that addiction, to go and spend it in the most random way that they can.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
And that's what they need to do for me on the first week. The second week, they can now save that money if they want to. They can go on their holidays or do whatever. But there was one lady came back and it was alcohol, and she was drinking 2 bottles of wine a week, and it wasn't cheap wine. She was drinking fairly good wine. And she went up to Belfast in the train and found a homeless man. And that homeless man and her went into the outdoor centre, and he got a new set of clothes, a new sleeping bag, gloves, and she bought them. And that was only her first week's spend on alcohol.
Right. Okay. Well, 2 bottles of wine isn't a week, isn't massive. I see many people.
No, 2 bottles of wine a day, a night. Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say, because that's what I see a lot of people having 2 bottles.
Oh no, this was every night, 7 nights a week. This was going on. It was
that's
that was a lot. That was a lot.
And you're right.
That lovely old homeless man, when he got his new sleeping bag, the ripple effect, he gathered up the old one as if it was new, and he rolled it up nice. And he said to the woman, I know someone that'll take this.
Yeah. Yeah. And be grateful for it, because they're in a cardboard box and don't have a sleeping bag.
Yeah. And the ripple effect of that, even
showing
it's so good. It's a pay it forward. That's my philosophy.
I think so. I love that. I love that idea. I'm going to pinch that one. You see, I always, and I because I haven't used that. I love it. I get so excited when I
good.
Something new, you know, because like I say, we're learning all the time from our peers. There's always a golden nugget from somebody, no matter what, in our conversations, always. And I love that. I do know it's there, that's a way to build self-esteem, is to give back to others. However, that whole thing for an addiction, that money, I shall.
Especially someone who spent a big money, maybe on cocaine or the more expensive type drugs.
Yeah.
You know, having maybe $300 or $400 or £300 or £400 to give away.
Yeah.
Wow.
To make a difference to somebody else's life who has absolutely perceived nothing.
Yeah.
Because they may feel as though their freedom is everything. We don't know, for some people, you know, we just don't know. So I would hate to make an assumption. But yeah, it's let's
that's good. You know, vouchers for a local restaurant, just give it to Look out your window and see one of your neighbours.
Yeah. Or a big tip.
And if you know them, ring them up and say, don't be ordering any dinner. I've got a Chinese being delivered to you at the moment.
Mm.
You know, it's something random, something that's...
Oh, isn't that fun?
Yeah, it is actually fun. It really is fun when you do it.
That's so liberating.
Aye, every single client I would have coming in, I would go to a local restaurant and pay for a table.
Mm.
Every new client that would come in to me who does my course, my emotional detox course,
All right.
I would go into a local restaurant, and a lot of the restaurants where I live, you pay on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay when you get your food. And I'll say, that table 6, I'll pay wherever they're having. Now, I'm not that stupid that I'm going to look and see a big, massive 3-course meal there. I'm going to look for someone who's had a coffee and maybe a pastry, or someone with a bowl of soup, maybe a couple of old retired people just having a wee afternoon out.
Yeah.
Now, how happy are they going to feel going, oh, someone paid it for you? Who was it? I don't know. But they paid.
It's just this little, that they've been seen, they've been validated, they've been noticed.
Yeah.
They're worthy. And all of those things. Then, as you say, it's like that ripple effect of paying it forward. So yeah, I love that, Ken. I really do.
Oh, please, when you post this, people who know me know that when I was training different people, please pay it forward.
Yeah, no.
Pay it forward.
It's going out tomorrow. Ken,
Brilliant.
So you're going to give me your details of how people can get in contact with you. And I look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to see you with Bob Burns in
January. Yeah. Going to see you in January. I have, not this weekend, but next weekend, I have 38 of the Irish Hypnosis Conference hypnotists coming up to my hometown.
Whoa.
And we're doing a peer-to-peer weekend.
Yeah.
So I organise that, and we all meet together over here, and we all maybe pick a topic and share it with the rest of the guys. And just share experiences and share little wee procedures. So it's going to be in 2 weeks. I'll maybe see if I can get a few of them over in January to meet Bob and yourself over in Southampton.
Absolutely, because there's loads of bonuses, Ken. So, I mean, I'm staying at the hotel. If anybody wants to come, make a weekend of it, the Friday and Saturday night, Bob will be coming along with his guitar. So there's going to be like,
oh no, not the Bob and his guitar. No, don't say that.
There'll be sing songs.
You want people to come, don't you?
You cheeky thing. You won't have me singing. I'm a terrible singer. But it'll be good fun. And
it is good fun.
Yeah, because it always is when the hypnotists all get together. We're with our sort of like people, if you like, and sharing, and again, just getting golden nuggets. That you go, oh gosh, yes, magic. However, Bob is going to be, sharing some business stuff, but he's also going to offer an hour's consult with everybody afterwards. That they can go over their business ideas or business with him, and he can. He'll guide them. So it's that's like an extra hour. Plus everybody who does the, our workshop, they're going to get the 2-hour online with me again for free. Plus, obviously, they're going to join the Facebook group, manual. There's opportunities, because you know what I'm like, Ken. I want my Bunny Talk practitioners to really understand what they're doing, know it well, and if you've got any question, I'll keep you get to redo the workshop, you get to redo it. Let's it's not just, oh, I've learned it now I don't know what to do with it. No. It's really important to me that
part of learning is applying what you have learned. Yes,
thank you. And people are like, oh, great, and I get to do it again. Oh, yeah, and every time you come on, you're going to learn something new, because we're all working on each other, and you get your own transformation if you've got stuff to work on, which is really important, isn't it, Ken?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because
Our own stuff.
we bounce things off each other for information, but we also, like, if I have an emotion that pops up within half an hour, I'm sending a message to someone. What are you doing tomorrow night?
Right.
I want you to have a wee look at this for me.
Yeah.
Hand it over to them as the therapist to say, yep, there's a wee emotion, there's a wee feeling. Will you have a wee look at it?
Yeah.
And maybe put me through one of the processes I originally taught them. That doesn't really matter.
No.
But it's allowing each other to help each other and having this community of hypnotists throughout the whole world.
Yes, it is. It's worldwide,
and are supportive.
Yeah, I love it. We have a fabulous community, and so that we can then be more present for our clients instead of worrying about our own stuff. So yeah, as soon as you've got something, we can let it go. And I love that, and I'm so excited that you're going to be a trainer, because I know that you are a really good trainer. So you'll be like the Irish trainer. So it's just and it will just be fabulous.
Oh, looking forward to it.
And that training is in March in Spain. So
yeah.
And Beryl Comer's joining us as well, and be quite a few others from sort of like Belgium, and again, everybody, loads of people that I met in Ireland. So
yes,
it will be the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference. So yeah, so it's very exciting. But yes, so thank you for being on here, Ken. And
you're very welcome,
everybody. Thank you for watching, everybody, and see you on a Bunny Talk training, or perhaps see you with Bob Burns, which will be a lot of fun. What a great way to start somebody's year. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's brilliant way.
The Swan and the Bunny.
Yeah.
So, and it'll actually be very practical. It's going to be just real hands-on stuff, and and then when they see me online, they can do the other emotional intelligence bit, which is a bit more perhaps intense, but it's going to be real, because if I've got the people in person, let's do the in-person stuff. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the studying in your own time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's get on with it.
Yeah.
And we'll see how Bob does the Swan with, how we might do that for inner child or children, and people can practice both. We'll see how we can integrate it. Be lots of fun. So I hope, get them all to come, Ken.
Yeah, well, I'll see them 13th and 14th of September. So I'll put out the invite and see if they want to come over with me, and we'll meet you over there.
Yeah.
And Bob come over to our first peer-to-peer group.
Oh, did he? Oh, so
he came over. Yeah. I've known Bob for quite a few years, and I've been over 2 or 3 times with him.
Yeah, he always speaks highly of you.
Does he? Really? Really?
He speaks very highly. He does. He does. I know he can be quite rude about some people, but he's so funny. I'm never quite sure what's happening. It's like
I think it's the same twisted sense of humour, maybe.
That's probably why he likes me.
Listen, we're all individual. We've all got our personalities. Bob and yourself are both great fun to be around.
Yes.
Great fun.
Thank you.
Why not have a bit of fun and learn at the same time?
Exactly. Yeah. And as I say, there's loads of bonuses. So your business at the beginning of January the 3rd, it's like woof. I think when you get a rocket up your backside at the beginning of the year, business just grows. It expands.
It does.
So it's a great way to start the new year. Anyway, I keep talking. Thank you, Ken. All right, take care, everybody.
I will see you soon. Okay.
All right, take care.